Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hello Word. My name is Alex, and I am so happy to have you here. Today, we have a fantastic topic lined up for all of you who are looking to strengthen your English vocabulary in specific daily contexts. We will be exploring everyday words you encounter when using computers, the internet, and various online services. Whether you are a complete beginner, a more experienced learner seeking a refresher, or simply curious about how these words are used in everyday situations, this episode will be a friendly companion on your journey. Throughout our discussion, I will not only define each word, but also show you practical ways to use them in daily conversations. This means you will get to see sample phrases and examples that can help you build confidence in your English skills. Before we dive into these terms, I want to share a couple of tips that might make your learning experience smoother. First, do not worry about memorizing everything at once. It is perfectly normal to revisit this content multiple times and practice these words in different contexts. Second, always remember that language is alive and dynamic, so the best way to grow is by trying out new words in real life. You can do this by chatting with friends online, sending emails, or even creating small notes to yourself that incorporate newly learned vocabulary. Most importantly, keep it fun. Let these words become a natural part of your thought process. So, if you are ready, let us jump into this exciting exploration of everyday English terms related to computers, the internet, and more. The first word on our list is internet. The word internet refers to the global system of interconnected computer networks that use standard communication protocols to link devices worldwide. It allows us to access websites, communicate with others, and share information in ways that were once unimaginable. In common conversation, you might hear people say things like, "I found the recipe on the internet," or "I use the internet to study English every morning." Whenever you want to talk about browsing websites, reading online articles, or sending emails, the word internet is your go-to. Here is an example sentence. I rely on the internet for most of my research and communication. The next term is Wi-Fi, which refers to wireless networking technology. This technology lets your computer, phone, or any other smart device connect to the internet without the need for cables. In everyday speech, people often say things like, "The coffee shop has free Wi-Fi," or "Make sure you turn on your Wi-Fi if you want to download that file without using mobile data." You can think of Wi-Fi as an invisible connection that gives you online access so long as you are within range of a Wi-Fi hotspot or router. A sample sentence would be, "Please check your device settings to ensure the Wi-Fi connection is turned on before downloading the app." Now let us look at router. A router is a device that directs data from one computer network to another. Think of it as a traffic manager that makes sure information goes to the right place, typically within your home or office network and out to the internet. In a household context, you might hear someone say, "I need to reset the router to fix the connection," or "Our router is in the living room, so that is why the Wi-Fi signal is weaker in the bedroom." In day-to-day conversations, it is common to refer to this device simply as a router or, more casually, the internet box. For example, if you have trouble connecting to the internet, try rebooting the router before calling technical support. Next up is the term LAN cable. LAN stands for Local Area Network, and a LAN cable is a physical cable used to connect your device to a network, usually for faster or more stable internet speeds than Wi-Fi can provide. You might encounter this word in sentences such as, "I prefer using a LAN cable for gaming," or "You can use a LAN cable to connect directly to the modem for a stable connection." Whenever you want a reliable internet connection that is less prone to interference, plugging in a LAN cable is a good solution. A quick sample sentence. After experiencing slow Wi-Fi connections, I decided to connect my laptop with a LAN cable, and now the speed is much better. The next word we have is browser. A browser is a software application that lets you view and navigate through websites on the internet. Popular browsers include Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and others. When chatting with friends, you might say, I use multiple browser tabs to manage my emails, social media, and news websites. Or close your browser if it is running slowly and then open it again. A browser is your gateway to the world of online content and is essential for surfing the internet, watching videos, and reading articles. Here is an example. Be sure to update your browser regularly to keep it secure and improve your user experience. Now we have bookmark. In the context of using a web browser, a bookmark is a saved shortcut to a particular web page that you want to quickly revisit in the future. This word can also refer to a piece of paper or another marker you place in a physical book, but in our computer context, it is all about saving web addresses. People often say, I will bookmark this page and read it later, or I have too many bookmarks on my browser and need to organize them. Bookmarks can be a great way to keep track of important or frequently visited pages online. For instance, you could say, to access your favorite blog quickly each morning, just bookmark the web page and click on it whenever you open your browser. The term download refers to the process of transferring a file from the internet to your device. This could be an image, video, document, or any other kind of file. Everyday examples might include, I will download that song from the music store, or I need to download the latest software update before I can use the new features. It is also common to use download as a noun, as in the download finished successfully, so we can now open the file. For example, once you download the file, you can access it offline without an internet connection. Next is message. A message is a piece of information sent from one person to another, often through digital means like email, text, chat apps, or social media platforms. In casual speech, you might hear someone say, I sent you a message on social media, or leave a message if I do not answer your call. This simple word covers many types of communication, from short texts on mobile phones to in-depth conversations over messaging apps. Sample usage: I received your message last night, but did not have time to reply until this morning. Social media refers to websites and applications designed for users to interact, share content, and build online communities. Examples of social media platforms include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. When people discuss their internet habits, you might hear, I spend too much time on social media, or social media is a great way to connect with friends from around the world. This phrase can be used to describe any platform that encourages user-generated content, conversation, and social interaction. Here's a quick sample sentence. Social media can be both fun and distracting, so it is important to balance your time wisely. Now we have online purchase, which refers to buying goods or services through the internet. You can use this expression to talk about shopping at virtual stores, ordering groceries through apps, or making digital payments for services. A common sentence you might hear is, I made an online purchase for a new headset, or she loves to make online purchases because it saves her time. This is an increasingly popular way of shopping, especially when the stores you want to buy from are not available near your location. You could say, online purchases can be very convenient, but always make sure the website is secure before you enter your payment information. Next on our list is encryption. Encryption is the process of converting information or data into a code to prevent unauthorized access. In everyday settings, you might hear or read statements like, my banking app uses encryption to protect my personal information, or end-to-end encryption makes sure that only the sender and receiver can read the messages. Although it sounds very technical, encryption simply refers to securing data so that it remains private and hidden from those who do not have permission to see it. A possible example sentence: many websites now use encryption by default, so you can check for the little padlock icon in your browser's address bar. Now we come to email address. This is a unique identifier for an electronic mailbox where you receive and send emails. An email address usually takes the form of name@domain.com, although there can be variations based on different providers. For everyday use, you might say, I will send you the document once I have your email address, or make sure your email address is updated in your resume so employers can contact you. It is essential to have at least one email address for communication, signing up for services, and more. One example might be, please include your full name and email address on the registration form so we can create your account. Next is attachment. An attachment in the context of emails refers to a file, such as a document, image, or video, that is sent along with the email message. When discussing your email habits, you might mention, I forgot to include the attachment in my email, or let me send you the photos as attachments. The word attachment can also be used in a broader sense to mean a connection or bond, but when we talk about computer usage, it is specifically about a file appended to an email or message. For example, always check that the attachment is properly uploaded before hitting the send button. Now let us discuss to forward an email. Forwarding an email means taking a message you received and sending it on to another recipient. This is often done to share important information, documents, or interesting news. In everyday language, you might say, I will forward you the email my boss just sent, or can you forward that email to me so I can see the details? This phrase is a key part of email management and helps you distribute information quickly. An example sentence, if you want to keep everyone in the loop, simply forward the email to the entire team. Outgoing mail refers to the emails you have sent or are preparing to send. In many email applications, you will find a section labeled Outbox or Outgoing Mail that contains the messages waiting to be delivered or the ones you have just sent out. People may say, let me check my outgoing mail to ensure that the message to my professor was sent, or there seems to be a problem with my outgoing mail because none of my emails are being delivered. This phrase can also apply to physical mail, but in the digital realm, it is all about emails heading to your recipients. Here is an example sentence. You can review your outgoing mail folder to see if you accidentally misspelled the recipient's address. Incoming mail refers to the emails you receive from others. This is typically found in your inbox in any email client or web-based email service. In conversation, you might say, I have not checked my incoming mail yet, so I might have missed some important updates, or my incoming mail is sorted by date so I can read the latest messages first. It is a straightforward term that simply means the messages arriving in your mailbox. For instance, make sure your spam filter is not sending important messages out of your incoming mail folder by mistake. The phrase to send is a fundamental action in digital communication. When you send an email, text, or other form of electronic message, you're transmitting it from your device to someone else's. In everyday speech, people often say, please send me your address so I can mail you the package, or I will send you a link to the article later today. This action is crucial for staying in touch with friends, family, and colleagues, whether you are sharing news or important documents. For example, I will send you the final version of the report this afternoon. Next up is to delete. To delete something in a computer context means to remove or erase it from a document, device, or folder. You might say, I need to delete some files from my phone to free up space, or remember to delete the unnecessary emails in your inbox to stay organized. This verb is a staple of everyday computer use, as we constantly get rid of old or unwanted data to keep our devices running smoothly. A sample sentence, before you delete that email, make sure it does not contain any important information. The expression log out refers to the process of signing out of an account, website, or device. When you log out, you end your session and prevent unauthorized users from accessing your personal information. For example, you could say, please remember to log out of your account if you are using a public computer, Or, I always log out of my banking app to ensure my data remains safe. Logging out is a simple but essential part of digital security. An example usage: she forgot to log out of her social media account, and her sister ended up seeing all of her notifications. Finally, we have to surf the internet, which means to browse or explore various websites online in a casual way. Think of it as wandering through different pages, reading interesting articles, watching videos, or discovering new information. In everyday use, you might hear, "I love to surf the internet in the evening to relax and learn new things," or "My uncle can spend hours surfing the internet, looking for the latest tech news." This phrase paints a picture of traveling across the waves of the web, discovering content as you go. A sample sentence could be, "If you have some free time, you can surf the internet to find tutorials, watch funny videos, or read the latest headlines." Now that we have explored these essential words, we can start putting them into practice. Each of these terms belongs to a fundamental set of English vocabulary for anyone who uses computers, the internet, or mobile devices. By learning how to use them correctly and effortlessly, you are enhancing your ability to communicate about technology in both formal and informal situations. Whether you are emailing colleagues, chatting with friends online, or just surfing the web to learn new things, these words will help you express yourself more fluently. Remember, the key to learning a language is consistent practice. The more you incorporate these words into your daily conversations, the quicker they will become second nature. Before we wrap up today, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the Hello Word podcast if you have not yet done so. By subscribing, you will never miss an episode, and you will always be first to hear about new vocabulary topics. Feel free to share this podcast with anyone who might also enjoy improving their English skills. We all learn better when we learn together, so spread the word and bring friends along for the ride. By expanding your circle of language enthusiasts, you can engage in regular practice sessions, share resources, and support each other on this language journey. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Hello Word. If you found it helpful, please take a moment to leave a review or a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps us continue to create content that is both valuable and entertaining for English learners everywhere. I cannot wait to bring you more interesting and practical vocabulary lessons in our next session. Until then, keep practicing, keep exploring, and remember to have fun with your English learning. I am Alex, signing off for now. Take care and talk to you soon.